Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we are doing a live Q&A with the Dice Tower. It is November 21st, 2017, 2 days before Thanksgiving. Is that right? 2 days before Thanksgiving, yep. Last night I finished my pickled eggs, which is a little later than I would have preferred to have done them, but PAX kind of messed me up a bit. Anyhow, I'm answering your questions in the comments, so if you have any questions. I just realized that I normally answer the questions in a spreadsheet, so I'm not going to pull that up today just because of speed and the fact that we're already 10 minutes late. Our live stream computer thingamabobber messed up, so we had to reboot it, which took 10 minutes. So I apologize about that, but I'll try to go 10 minutes over on the other end. So hopefully that will help. Okay, so remember, I don't answer any question. Any questions. I don't answer every question. I especially don't answer it if you ask it multiple times. But go ahead and ask some questions. If you've already asked questions, I apologize. I'm going to only start by answering questions that are asked from this point forward. So, pickled eggs. Ooh, well, I'm sorry you don't like them. And I'm actually glad when people tell me they don't like pickled eggs, because that essentially means more for me. That's the way I am about most food. You know, if you don't like something, huzzah, I get some more of it. But I have key lime pie, so does that make up for it? So yeah, we're going to fry some turkey, bake some ham, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, Cajun corn, and my wife makes sweet potatoes. I don't like them, so I don't make them, but she'll make them. Oh, questions are here. Hooray. Any chance you're putting up a review for Civilization New Dawn prior to its release, or is it coming soon? Yeah, I just got it in the mail like this morning, so I don't think it's going to be that fast. Let's see, if they're red beet eggs, oh yeah, of course, red beets. Of course they're red beet eggs. That's how I do pickled eggs. Any plans to post a video from the Essen live show? Did we not ever post that? I don't think it was very well recorded. I thought we did, but maybe it just wasn't very good recording. But I thought we did. What are you looking for most on the cruise coming up? Just meeting everybody. I think it's going to be really fun. Oh, by the way, you should, if you're watching this live, you need to stop right now and go sign up for Dice Tower Con, because registration went live, and I know that 1,000 tickets have already sold. So don't fool around. If you're going to come to Dice Tower Con, get your tickets sooner rather than later. Let's see here. Whoa, man, the question sure came up quickly after that. Your choice of pickled eggs packager. Well, I just put my eggs in plastic containers usually. My wife did that this morning. I put them last night. So the way I make pickled eggs, I make them different every time. I just try different things out. So this time I added cherry peppers. I don't normally do that, but I thought I would try adding cherry peppers. I put in a little bit more cinnamon than I normally do, because I thought last time it wasn't strong enough. So this time it's probably going to be, maybe I've overcompensated. We'll find out. And added some key lime hot sauce to the mix, and a few other things. Did I do anything else different? That seems to be pretty much the main differences I've done. Okay. Dice Tower Con's already half sold out. Well, I guess it's more than 1,000 tickets, then must be 1,500 or so. Whoa. Let's see here. Will you ever go to PAX South? Well, I'll never say never to anything, right? The fact is, we just don't have time to go to every convention. PAX South is in January. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't know that I will need to go to another PAX with PAX Unplugged, because PAX Unplugged is about board games. The other PAXs have board games to them, and PAX South is definitely one of those. I went to PAX East this year to check it out. Was really glad to see how that worked and looked. But I don't know that I'll be going to the PAXs that much, just because we need to actually do reviews every once in a while. PAX Unplugged or Origins for a first-time game convention living in a DC area. PAX Unplugged. Hands down. What's your game of choice for Thanksgiving? Do you know the last 3 or 4 years for Thanksgiving, we haven't played a single game? Is that true? Yeah. Video games. Yeah, video games. Well, the kids do. I don't. I mean, it just, we have people over and we just kind of hang out and talk. We play games a lot. So Sam comes over, Z and Derek, and this year Vernon's coming over, and maybe some other, I invited like everyone in the game group over. Most of them have a place to go to, but if they don't have anywhere to go, I invite them over to my house. So maybe a few other people will come over and we just kind of sit around and eat and talk and have a good time. Oh, that's actually the next one. Immediate family. So of course my immediate family. When I grew up, I'm gonna take this hat off, it's too small. When I grew up, my parents invited everyone at our church who had nowhere else to go to for Thanksgiving, or just people they knew, the outcasts, if you will. And that really made a big impression on me. Having these people come over, and we had a great time. That's one of the first times where I remember playing games and stuff with my family. And I don't know that I have ever spent a Thanksgiving with just my immediate family. It might have happened once, but we've always invited other people over. I just like doing it. Besides, if you know me, when I cook and stuff, I tend to over guess how much food is necessary by like tenfold times. So I might as well have people over, right, to eat all that food. But it's the right thing to do, you know, to share with others, I think. I mean, that's the whole point of Thanksgiving, right? If Thanksgiving was just this, then Thanksgiving was like the Pilgrims and Native Americans coming together and having a day of thanks and whatever else, you know. I mean, whatever it might happen, just people coming together and thanking thanking. As a Christian, I thank God for what He's done for us, and you know, to do it alone seems odd to me. Why would I not invite other people over? Anyhow, and the rest of my family lives all over. I mean, I invited my dad now that my mom's passed away, but he didn't. He was doing something else. And I invite my other families scattered across the globe, so I invite those around here. What was the biggest mistake that you made in Pandemic Legacy Season 2? Well, I actually can answer that, but I don't think I can answer it here because it would be spoilerific. But there was definitely something that we should have done. You'll see as we play through the game. I think I say it in the final game. We should have done this earlier, something. And that was there was a couple things we waited too long to do, but how are we supposed to know? You know, it was fine, though. Izeth1 says, Tom, PAX was the first time I ever met the Dice Tower folks. You guys were awesome. I bought a Z promo even though I don't own Worm and Bones because he's better than Spice. Well, first of all, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was really interesting. PAX was such a unique convention. I'm not talking about PAX a lot today because we're going to do a live back talk tomorrow, me, Sam, and Z, about PAX, so we'll talk more about it then. Would you play a Toe Jam and Earl board game? You know, maybe I would, but the thing about Toe Jam and Earl is a lot of it's based on the music that they have in that series, and I'm not sure that would translate to a board game well at all. Are Charterstone playthroughs coming? No, we didn't record those. I don't think we're going to record any more Legacy games. I think Pandemic Season 2 might be the last Legacy game we do playthroughs. Actually, no, that's not true. We'll probably do playthroughs of Baldur's Gate Legacy when that happens. Not Baldur's Gate, Betrayal Legacy. What percentage of the Essen games have you managed to play so far? Like 1%? Maybe? There's so many of them. We're working hard at it. When the questions come this fast, is it intimidating? No, not really. It just means there's a lot of questions and I need to work faster. Is there another place to get these questions from? Nope, just from here for now. I yelled a big yes when you said you wanted a simple dungeon crawl which to play with kids. I'm dying for such a game. Maybe Masmorra? I don't know that Masmorra would be the game for you because Masmorra is fun, but the enemies are dice, and kids aren't going to really like that, I think. They want to fight little plastic things, and I think that's why I think I would cut Masmorra out from kids. Do you look for Black Friday board game deals? Oh, no. Although I think I bought some dice last time, but no, I'm not looking for that. Besides, I'm not going shopping on Black Friday at all. We're going to do a Black Friday Vasel Showdown. This will probably just be in the morning. So in the morning it will be me, Melody, Amy, Holly. Maybe we'll see how many kids want to come. And we're going to play some games here in the studio live. Just a few fun, silly games. So it'll be our Black Friday showdown, and that will be Friday morning. So you can look forward to seeing that or not if you're out shopping. But we're not going to do that. And then the rest of Friday we will go home and we will decorate the house for Christmas. Hot dogs or ham in your mac and cheese? Well, ham obviously is better than hot dogs, but if you don't have ham, put hot dogs in. Anything in mac and cheese makes it better. Do you own a pork pie hat? Yes, I have 2. There seems to be an increase in Kickstarter game reviews. Are you breaking your rule of not reviewing Kickstarter games? To clarify, I don't have a rule of not reviewing Kickstarter games. My rule was that I don't review Kickstarter games before the project. Now, I can make exceptions to my own rules, I think. I did one for Carnival of Monsters from Richard Garfield because that was going to be Dice Tower Essentials. That actually didn't fund, so. And I suppose if a company offered me enough money, they might be able to sway me to do a Kickstarter preview. I don't do them out of any, like moral high ground. I just don't do them because they're a lot of work, and I'd rather be reviewing finished games. Once it's funded, though, I'll gladly review a Kickstarter game. I don't see how it's any different than an Asmodee game. So I review lots of games. Favorite Dominion expansion, of course, is Prosperity, then Seaside. And there's an expansion coming out soon. I think it's called Nightfall or Nighttime or something about the night. It's supposed to come out in October. It was awesome getting to meet you at PAX, even without the hat. Was I not wearing the hat at PAX? I was wearing it most of the time. Do you have much time planned with the in-laws coming up? I don't know what that means. Are they coming to visit? Does someone know something I don't know? They come to visit once in a while, but I don't actually know when. They just show up, I guess. No big deal. What's the best game to bring out for Thanksgiving? Whatever game you want to. Just a party game would probably make sense to bring for Thanksgiving. Let's see here. Can you tell us anything you saw different with the new Betrayal Legacy game? No, I really, it was like all paper anyway, right? So it's hard to tell if something's got just paper all over. I saw Rob Daviau, and I walked over to say hi, and he's like, you might not want to look at this. And I was like, why? And then he told me Betrayal Legacy, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I talked to him, talked to Wizards of the Coast, representative that was there, and said that was surprising me that they were doing something like this, and that looked exciting, and I didn't look at it any more than that. I really didn't. I wasn't even tempted because, first of all, like 90% of it might change. And secondly, I'm just willing to wait for that regard. Spoilers for movies? I'm curious. Spoilers for board games? I don't care. Did you try soup dumplings in Chinatown where there's actually soup inside the dumpling? No, I didn't, but honestly, there was so much good food there. There was no way I was ever going to get to all of it anyway. Favorite jelly bean combination? That would probably be chocolate and cherry. It's a pretty straight up one. That one works really good. Or juicy pear and cherry. I don't know why those work together, but they do. All right, again, I'm going to skip some of the PAX stuff out because we'll be answering some of those questions tomorrow. What are your thoughts on the Venus Next expansion for Terraforming Mars? Happily, I reviewed that last week. Tom, I got Codex about a week ago. It's amazing. Why do you think it's flown under the radar? Well, that's pretty easy. Sterling Games doesn't do wide distribution of their games, so that's why things fly under the radar for them. It's also a fairly pricey buy-in to that game. Do you recommend Chimera Station? Again, I've done a review on these games. If you're curious ever, like, what does Tom think about this game? I think the answer to that is really easy. Type Tom Vasel review and the game, and you'll find it. Now, I might not have done a review of the game, in which case I probably don't have an opinion because I haven't played it. I've reviewed almost every game I played. Not quite, though. Nowadays, that's happening fewer. But for the most part, I review every game I come across. Have you reviewed Fallout the board game yet? No, because it just showed up this morning. Let's see here. How close is the Dice Tower to being fully funded by new source of income, not crowdfunding? It's not even a little close. No. Not even a little. Crowdfunding is still our main source of income. Would you say more games are donated or gifted to the Dice Tower, or do you purchase more games? Oh, no. We like you mentioned 300 games at Essen. I didn't buy a single game at Essen. They were all donated is a strong word because it sounds like no, we're reviewing them, we're working hard at playing them, so it's an exchange more than a donation. But yeah, we didn't pay for them. I do buy games. Sometimes I really want to get a certain game, I get it, but I didn't at Essen. I was too busy doing other things. Attending a small convention on Long Island this Friday. I'm a little nervous. Any tips to get my courage up, says Joe. Well, I mean, I don't know how to tell people to get their courage up, but hopefully the convention has a looking for teacher, looking for player thing, because that's a really big deal, right? That's something that's really handy. And if they do, then go to one of those groups that's looking for players. Even if you're like, oh, I'm not sure about this game, jump into it. Now, ask before you sit down and say, like, is it okay if I've never played the game before? And then just have a good time. And once you play with a few people, it becomes easier to play with more people. All right. And there goes the questions. All right. Did they have the upcoming expansion for Star Realms at Essen? I think so. I'm not quite sure actually. Hey Tom, they just announced the app for Imperial Assault. What do you think? That's interesting. But I wasn't a huge fan of the Descent app, so I don't know why the Imperial Assault one would really change my mind on anything. Do you think publishers will bring a lot more Essen games to PAX next year? I don't know. It's farther from Essen, but it's still hard to do that. A lot of the games at Essen are kind of pre-releases anyway to some degree. So we'll have to wait and see, honestly. I don't know. Did you get a chance to play Dragonfire? Z just reviewed that one. So no, I tried to play through one of it, and I got so frustrated at the rules. I threw them across the room. Realized I wasn't really that interested in playing it anyway. Asked if he'd handle it, and that's that. Do you ever get brain tired at cons? Oh, sure. At night, I just go back and, well, no, then I got to work. But if I have a chance, I kind of sometimes just chill, because that's why I go to meals and stuff, just because there's a lot of input coming in, right? New. You're seeing people there, crowds. And I'm an extrovert, and if that stuff wears on me a little, it's definitely got to wear on other people too. So, yeah, I think it's good to get away from anything. Who else is in the room right now? Melody. She's currently opening a game. What game are you opening? Dice Throne. There was a huge stack of games that we got when we got here. A huge stack of games. So she's opening them, but she's almost done actually. Have you ever been in a tiny house? I imagine it could be amusing for others to see. Yeah, I don't think tiny houses were made for me. I see them, and I don't know. I guess I see the appeal of the tiny house thing. I like big houses. I want to be able to do this. And not have to hit walls and not have to hide my toilet in my closet, in my hamper, in my wash machine. You know, it just seems, they're very efficient and they're very cool, but I like the big house thing. Should I post a picture of you without your hat and tag? I mean, if you take a picture of me, that's fine. I saw some people like stealth picturing us at the Dice Tower. You don't have to do that. You can ask, and that's fine too. But I don't mind if you want to stealth picture us, that's fine too. Stealth photograph, I guess, is the better word. Is it worth switching from Spyfall to Spyfall 2? They're the same game with different locations. I mean, literally, well, Spyfall 2 has 2 spies in it, but other than that, they're the exact same game. Need a game to play my mother, but she only wants to play Clue. Help. Well, look for a game that's kind of like Clue. If you can find Mystery of the Abbey, that one would work really well. Or another deduction game, like maybe Sleuth would be something she would like. Who does the Thanksgiving cooking in your house? Well, the way this works is, on the surface level, it looks like it's me. Right? I go there and I say, all right, this is what's going on. I'm cooking turkey. I take over the kitchen. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm the cook. Melody, Amy, and Holly all come in and they peel and slice and dice. And Laura comes in and says, this is where this is, or this is how you turn on the stove, and whatever. I mean, I know how to turn on the stove and stuff, but like anything I don't know what's going on, if Laura wasn't there, I could make Thanksgiving meal, but it would mostly just be fried turkey and pickled eggs, which in retrospect isn't bad. I put everything together. I follow recipes. I've always been mind-boggled when someone comes to me and goes, I'm a horrible cook, I can't even boil water. Well, first of all, if you tell me that, I'm assuming you are either joking or you're really stupid. Because if you can't boil water, then how do you live? Like, can you flush the toilet? If you can flush a toilet, you can boil water. It's not, you put water in a pot, you stick it in. So anyway, but people say, oh, I'm not very good at cooking, but you can be. I always believe you can be good at anything you want to be. You might not be the best ever. You may never be able someone who can just like throw things in. But if you can do anything, you can cook. You just, there's recipes and YouTube videos that show you exactly how to do it. But I also think that if you like food, you also can cook a little better too, because you'd be like, this is pretty good. You know, that sort of thing. Have you checked out the Asmodee version of When I Dream? Is it better than the original version? It is. Unfortunately, I think the Asmodee version of When I Dream got stuck on our palette coming from Essen, which at this point in time I was told that palette will show up between December 15th and December 30th. So, do you know if Betrayal at House on the Hill Legacy game will fix the clunky and confusing haunts? Well, I think it's just going to have very specific haunts and things, and Rob Daviau has done a really good job at not making his things clunky at all. I wasn't a huge fan of Seafall, but it wasn't because it had problems with how the game worked together. I just didn't like how the game worked itself, but I didn't think there was, you know, game mechanism problems in it. Speaking of the cruise, do we need to convert money, or do you need cash at all? Well, if you come on a cruise, you don't need any money. You've already paid for the cruise. You just show up, you get on the ship. Now you can give them your credit card, and you have a card that hangs around your neck, and you can use that card to pay for stuff, and then it just gets charged to your card at the end. Or you can even give them a pile of cash, and that's how much money you have on your card. If you're coming on a Dice Tower cruise, you already start with $50 on that card, you know, that you have credit that you can spend on the ship. So I'm going to spend mine on ice cream. Or that cupcake place. But so there's different things you can do, like if you want to go do any of the paid things, but you could ignore those the whole time and have a great time. I don't walk around the ship looking for paid things to do. Who cares? There's just lots of fun things to do on the ship. If you stop at the ports and get off at Mexico, you can convert money to Mexican money, I suppose, but I think we use U.S. cash everywhere there. You're probably not going to use credit cards at most of those places, but I'm pretty sure we just paid cash for everything. Do you ever miss Korea? All the time. Do you listen to a lot of music? I do, but right now I'm listening to almost exclusively Christmas music. I've been building my Christmas playlist. I'm still not happy with it, but I'm going to get it finished soon, hopefully. If funding is met again, are you guys going to stay in the same studio? Well, we hope to. Tom, been following you for over 2 years, and you rarely feature, comment, or play Lasarda games. Well, I mean, we definitely have them on our channel. We have reviews, I think, of all of them. They're not necessarily from me. His games are usually a little heavier than I would prefer, but I played a few of his games and liked them. I just, at this point, if his style game works better for another reviewer, I'll just have another reviewer do it. Do you feel like your reviews have a meaningful impact on the board game market? Well, without being braggadocious, yeah, I think they do. It would be, you know, I've always fought against this, right? I don't want to be egotistical about this at all and be like, well, our reviews change things. But they do. They have a meaningful impact. Can we destroy a game? I don't think so. Can we boost a game? Yeah. Do we let the knowledge of that affect what we do? Not really. I'm not out to hurt game companies or help game companies. Honestly, I'm out there to help you guys, the viewers, do things that are better. But all right. Do you try to implement things you like about other conventions into Dice Tower Con? Sure. What Ascension sets do you like combining the most? You know, I've never really played with that much. I play Ascension 2 different ways. I'll play with the newest set and maybe 1 or 2 sets that are different. Or I play it on my iPad with everything, which is a really bad way to do it. But I just have fun doing it. Does a game in Sam or Z's top 10 that you haven't played make you want to play it? Do you influence each other? Yeah, that happens sometimes. They'll be like, they really like this game. I'm like, well, if they really like it, I should at least try it at some point. And then I never do. Or sometimes we do. But there's just so many games to play. You know, people are like, have you played this game from Essen yet? Well, no, there's lots of games from Essen I haven't played yet. And I'm working on it. I'm going to try to play one tonight at some point. But there are some, I mean, I got a couple of the hotter games that I'll be reviewing this week. Pulsar 2849. Noosefjord, Otis, the new Ticket to Ride maps, and Majesty. One of those games is in my top 10 of the year, hands down. One of those games is going to be one of the biggest selling games of the next quarter, I think. And none of them are bad. How's that? None of them are bad. You can figure out which ones are which. Or you can watch our reviews this week. Did I say Majesty or was it Monarch? Yeah, it's Majesty. Majesty. All right. I've been waiting for months to catch you live to ask my question, and you blew right over it. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what your question was. Ask it. I'll let you ask it one more time. But if I blow it over again, then I guess I might skip it. We'll see. North Market or Market at Philly? The Reading Market better for food? Reading. You know, it's one of those times where I might even say, like, oh, I'm not sure. No. It's not even close. Reading Market. Hands down. Let's see. If you're playing with new people and you know that they're playing a rule incorrectly, what's the best way to handle that gracefully? Now, it's a tough thing, right? You're playing with people and they're like, blah, 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 and you're like, oh, you say this happens, but don't the rules say this? I usually act like I don't know what I'm talking about because there's often a good chance I don't. Then I'll look it up in rules because I got to be careful. If I think someone else is playing a rule incorrectly, it may be me, you know, who has the rule incorrectly. I'm like, oh, I always thought that it was this way. I guess I'm wrong. Oh, wait, the rules say I'm right. I guess is the best way to handle it because you don't want people to feel like they're dumb. I don't like feeling that way, and I've played games with people before, and they've said this, and I'm like, oh, man, I can't believe that. But I'm not going to get mad at that person, except Eric Semmer. Did we see the Justice League movie? What are your thoughts? Okay, well, my non-spoilery thoughts are it was good. I would give it a 6 out of 10, which I know isn't that high. Maybe a 7. It was fun, but I'm still not a big fan of that universe. The villain in this movie was not that impressive. The surprise in this movie was a surprise only to someone who doesn't know anything. But it was still cool to see things go down. I can't really talk about it much more, my thoughts on it much more without being spoilers. I'll say I like The Flash. I am very curious to see what my kids will think about The Flash because they're very, very loving the one on TV, right? So this one's a very, not only is this one different, but he acts differently than the one on TV. So I'm curious to see if they will like this Flash or not. I did. I thought Flash was the best part of the movie. No, sorry. Flash, second best part of the movie. Wonder Woman is the best part of the movie. And when I was watching the movie, I kept thinking, can they just make Wonder Woman 2? Because that's what I want to watch. But are you going to review, look at the 7th Wonders Anniversary Packs? I am. Wow, I'm really far behind on questions. I need to get cranking here. Okay. How far am I behind? Almost 20 minutes. All right, Cheese Whiz or Provolone? Provolone. I do like Cheese Whiz. I don't think it's bad, but Provolone is better. And they're talking about steak sandwiches. And most people are like, what? You put Cheese Whiz on a steak sandwich? It actually works really well. But I like Provolone better, especially the sharp Provolone that they use at a lot of the stands. I thought was better. Tom, you guys have gotten dozens of videos with top 10 lists, but time passes and some of them are quite old. Is there any plan to redo these videos? Oh yes, we're going to redo several of these videos. As time goes by, there's just a lot to do. So I'll give you a preview. Videos that are coming up, top 10s. We only have basically a month left because we're going to do a top 10 this week, but if you were at PAX, you already saw it. But we're posting our PAX Unplugged one. So that's our top 10 games that need a sequel. We're doing a sequel. Then next week, no top 10 list. Probably. We'll see. Okay, but our next top 10 is going to be top 10 game accessories. And then we'll be doing top 10 games of 2017, top 10 gaming experiences of 2017, and I'll be doing a whole pile of other top 10s about 2017 as a whole. But spoiler alert, 2017 has been an absolutely incredibly amazing, fantastic, splendorific, root-tootin' year for games so far. Through the Desert just released a second edition. The camels aren't candies yet. No, but I just did get the second edition myself. That one I'll be reviewing soon. Are you going to do more non-gaming related top 10s like you used to do 2 years ago? They're a lot of fun. Yeah, at some point. We just got so caught up doing other stuff that the non-gaming top 10s fall by the wayside. Z on a Mecha Robot versus Sam with an Xmas tree hat. Who would win? Well, I feel like the Mecha Robot would win against the person without one. Talk to the Magic the Gathering rep this weekend. They're focused on bringing back lapsed gamers. What would you bring back to the game, assuming you had the time? To Magic the Gathering? See, I don't know a whole lot difference. I thought that a lot of the things they're doing in Magic the Gathering now are much better than what they used to do. The starter decks feel pretty powerful. They have these dual decks, Commander. I'm not really sure what they did back in the day that was better than what they do now. But I don't know the game as well as many people. Did you get the upgrades to Gloomhaven? I have not yet, but hopefully I will soon. How was the crowd for wargaming at Essen? I don't know that I saw anyone playing war games there. Do you have more cons played for this year? Yeah, just the cruise. Just the cruise. This year's almost over. It's cruise and then Christmas. Cruise-ismas. In January, we have no cruise. We have no con planned yet. February, I'm going to one con, but we haven't announced that yet. March, nothing planned yet. April, nothing planned yet. May, CMON-Con. June, UK Games Expo. July, Dice Tower Con. August, Gen Con. September, the Geek and Sun Camp. October, Essen. November, not sure, may not go to any in November. December, PAX Unplugged. Those are the cons that I have scheduled thus far. On Twitter, Melody brought up the idea for a behind-the-scenes channel she has considered. Do you have any thoughts on that? She's still considering it. But I think they're more in the planning phase at this point. Tiny house, you mean like a regular English house? No, I've been in English houses. They're not, no. They're not the tiny houses. Did you wrestle in high school? Only with my brothers. Do you think that board game apps will begin to hurt sales of the physical copies of the game? Ooh, Matt, I believe you are from the past. That question was asked like 10 years ago. So I think the answer is a resounding no, they will not. Dice Tower videos are amazing. Recently there were some mistakes. Any help we can provide? Well, I mean, mistakes happen. No matter how much we try, they're going to slip through. So we will do our best not to have them go through. I've been waiting on Dice Throne. Oh, I thought that was like, I've been waiting on the Dice Throne. Like, well, maybe you should get off. Hats or board games? Well, I did some tests. If you're outside and it's a hot day or a rainy day or a snowy day or pretty much any day, hat. If you're inside and at a table and are bored, board game. I may be wrong, but that feels pretty accurate there. All right, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? Turkey. Well, key lime pie, but turkey. Fried turkey is the best turkey there is in the world. Have YouTube's recent demonetization of popular channels, demonetization of popular channels affect Dice Tower at all? I have no idea what you're talking about, so I guess not. If you could design your own Dice Tower, what would it look like? A giant spaceship, etc. I don't know. Who says I haven't designed my own Dice Tower? All right, I tried to make iced tea once. I needed to use a fire extinguisher. That's funny. Do you plan on making currywurst this Thanksgiving or stroop waffles? No and no, they're not Thanksgiving foods. Eat the right foods on the right day. Actually, eat whatever you want, whenever you want. Do you miss wearing only the mustache? No. When you were walking around PAX, did you notice the mobs of people around games that were not from mainstream companies? Sure. People were just having a great time looking at games in general. I'm trying to zoom through these now so I can get to, catch up a little bit and get to some questions. Do you think the first day of Dice Tower Con will have low attendance since it's the 4th of July? No, I don't think it will have low attendance. I think if it does have lower attendance, it will have it because the first day of Dice Tower Con is Wednesday. As for 4th of July, what were you going to do on 4th of July anyway? Stand outside under the hot sun, cook some hamburgers, and sweat a lot? Why would you rather not be inside air conditioning with a bunch of other people and playing a lot of fun games? Hands down, I think that's a very obvious pick. But no, some people might, but see, this actually will be a chance that this might not hurt us much because some people will go to their July 4th celebrations with their family, then come and join us at Dice Tower Con. Top 10 Christmas songs. Yeah, I really should put that together. I'll try to put that together at some point, the top 10 Christmas songs, because I definitely have them. Real Christmas tree or fake? Definitely fake. Just bought a new fake tree. I don't want to have to buy a new one every year. I don't have to go somewhere and strap it to my car and then drag it and then get pine needles all over the place and a big mess. Maybe bring some bugs and pine sap and blah, 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 blah. I just want to look at the tree and have it look pretty. It doesn't have to be real or fake. And you might be like, but real so much better. I don't see how. You like the smell. Buy a candle. Put it there. Ah, the smell. It's just what you should do at Christmas. Chop down trees and post them? I don't know. I'd rather have some plastic myself. Thank you for all the people who are saying thank you, by the way. I can't answer each one specifically, but I appreciate it. Top 5 Christmas movies. That's interesting. What are my favorite Christmas movies? Oh, there's a lot of good ones. Can I say Die Hard, or will Sam might come bursting through the door? It's not a Christmas movie. But I wouldn't pick Die Hard for one of my favorite Christmas movies because it doesn't have a Christmas feel to it. I really like, even though it's really dumb, I really like Jingle All the Way. It's a really dumb movie, but it makes me laugh. Oh, A Christmas Story. My wife hates that movie, like hates it. I love it. So we never watch it because she wins. What are other great Christmas? Oh, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I really like that one a lot. Actually, I like all those stop motion movies. I like them all. I think they're all a lot of fun. Man, I know I've seen some really good Christmas movies. Scrooged? Is that a Christmas movie? Anyway, there's probably more. I'd have to sit down and look at all the... I don't know. Well, we're going to waste some time. Let's do it. All right, Christmas movies and of all time. All right, so we'll pull up and see what Elf. Oh, Elf. Oh, yeah, Elf's a great one. It's a Wonderful Life. That's pretty good, although it's really not that much about Christmas, only the very end of it. Home Alone, I don't really consider that a Christmas. National Lampoon's Christmas, now that one I like. The Night Before Christmas, I don't really like that one that much. 34th Street is okay. The Santa Claus, I do like that one a lot. Polar Express, it's good. They're like creepy to look at, but it also has the song Hot Chocolate, which is a fantastic song. A Charlie Brown Christmas, that's good, very good. Muppet Christmas Carol, it's okay. I don't like it as much as Eric does. Grinch is okay. White Christmas, I do like White Christmas a lot. Holiday Inn, actually I like Holiday Inn better than White Christmas, but they're both good. No. None of these are even Christmas music. Why do they show me all this stuff? Nope. Oh, Christmas in Connecticut is good. I like that one. No. Isn't this useful for you to hear this? Just going through these. I guess there's a lot of Christmas movies I don't like. I'd have to go through a pile, though. This is just the ones that showed up on Google. So, anyhow, okay. All the Christmas music is really irritating until December actually arrives, that is. I don't know why I can't listen to it now. Sorry. I never understand. You know why I think people get irritated at Christmas music? Because everyone plays the same stuff. There's really a huge amount of Christmas music out there. And if you just hear the same things over and over again, that's probably why. Have we ever done a top 10 easiest games to teach list? That wouldn't be hard. Like Candyland would be number 1. LCR. That wouldn't be a very useful list. I think you mean like top 10 great games that are also easy to teach is I think what you're going for. That might not be a bad one doing some time. There's a new Time Story module out. I guess we'll get to it. Do you fish at all? No. I fished as a kid. I used to go fishing in Pennsylvania in the Susquehanna River, but only a little bit, not very often. I would go fishing in the creek. Me and my brother never caught anything there. We go fishing with a fisherman, and then we caught stuff. I've never been deep sea fishing, which is kind of weird since I live so close to it. It's like a whole industry down here. I've never had anyone ask me to do it. It's expensive to do it anyway, and you'd probably have to talk me into it. I could wear a cool hat, I guess, but I guess if someone took me fishing, I would go, but I don't know that I would go out of my way to do it on my own. When is the Dice Tower going to do a walkthrough of Jason's collection? I get asked this question a lot. And the fact is, we'll do it whenever he gets it organized. So I'm thinking like 2020 at this point. I really enjoy when you feature people from other channels like Rado and Rodney Smith on top 10s. Is there a chance we'll see more in the future? Possibly, but that was a very pricey thing for us to do. We flew those people in for the top 10s. Yeah, and that was exciting and fun, but it's more difficult. Is there any way to find out which members of the Dice Tower will be at Dice Tower Con 2018? Or if not now, then maybe by a certain point. Well, I mean, you can figure you'll see all the main folks there. And a lot of our folks that are involved with Dice Tower are going to be there. We'll post the list as time gets, maybe in January. I don't think, like, for example, if a certain person is coming or not coming, that should affect whether you go or not. So just go. And we'll get as many there as we can pull off. Tom, Reddit are raving about Spirit Island, saying it's one of the top 3 games of the year. Gloomhaven and Seven Continent being the other 2. You agree with this? Is Reddit a person? Because Reddit's a group. I don't think as a group they're Spirit Island's a very good game. I like it a lot. As for my top games of the year, you'll have to wait and see. Why do you bully Eric Summerer? He's not around. Listen, it's just an act. He's so mean. Off camera, it's like verbal abuse all the time. I'm not mean to him. It's an act. Yes, sir. Most overrated deli meat? That's a good question. What is the most overrated deli meat? Probably ham. There's some really good deli meats, okay? For those of you who don't live down in South, you don't have a Publix, but Publix has, well, I guess other places have this too, Boar's Head meats. It's Boar's Head's deli meats or no deli meat, right? I guess I shouldn't say that. There's probably smaller deli meats that in different places, but your generic grocery deli meat compared to Boar's Head, it's not even close. Boar's Head is definitely more expensive, but it is that much better. That being said, ham is, I like ham fine, and ham is a great deli meat, but there's no deli meat I dislike. But that would be the one I would guess. There's some really good hams. Does supporting Kickstarters with a lot of minis make me a bad person? If you can't afford it, then yes. But otherwise, I don't see so. Getting a lot of the same questions over and over. Me and my wife are watching this while she's in labor in a hospital. Hopefully our first son will be here in the next few hours. Oh, man. Well, congratulations. And seriously, is there nothing else you could do? Dice Tower questions. Helping with labor pains since 2017. Have you ever been to Oklahoma? I was there once. I was there for a wedding. That's the only time I've been to Oklahoma. How old are you guys? Just me. I'm 41. This guy is, I don't know how old he is. Do you already have Star Wars tickets? No. I don't buy them that early. I mean, I like the opening night. I can probably find a theater that has them. If they're sold out, then I will just wait. It's not that difficult. No Gamma next year, the Gamma trade show. No, we have been uninvited from that. So we'll be doing other shows and doing different things instead of that one. As for Origins, I don't know about Origins. That's still up in the air. We're still working with Gamma to see if we're going to be going to Origins or not, but it's not set in stone yet. So I haven't announced that whether we're going to that or not. As I know what conventions we're going to, we'll announce them. There's another convention that likely is going to happen. At least for Sam and Z, so I'll announce it as soon as I hear about it. So that's where we're at with those. But for Gamma Trade Show, we are not going to that one. If it was Thor versus Hulk versus Wonder Woman in Thor Ragnarok, who do you think would win? Probably Wonder Woman, I think, because she's smarter than the other two. Hulk is good. He's super strong. Thor is strong. Thor's slightly stronger than Hulk. And Hulk would beat Thor, in my opinion. So I'll go Wonder Woman beating both of them. Will funding be done via Indiegogo or Kickstarter this time around? Kickstarter. When do you plan to launch it? First week of January. Why no hat today, says Otter. Oh, I have a hat. It's just a little too small, this hat, this particular hat. And so, rather than jam it on my head like this, my giant cranium, which is kind of distracting because it's making my head like, I decided to take it off. There. All right. You mentioned that in a recent look back that you enjoyed Archipelago, but you haven't played it since. Any particular reason why you haven't the desire to play it? Because 6,000 other games exist. Honestly, if a game is a 7 or 8 from me, to play it again is not going to happen very often because there's that many games and I'm constantly playing new ones. Now, recently, you know, there's a game I'll see it. Like, there's some games if I see people playing, I'm like, ooh, can I play? Like, every time I see Le Havre, I'm like, ooh, can I play? Cosmic Encounter. But there's a lot of games I really like. I just don't have time to play them all. And when I do see a game that's been out for a long time and I want to play it just by seeing it, then I know it probably should be my top 100. I haven't watched The Punisher, no. I just got back from PAX yesterday. So I pickled some eggs and went right to bed. Thank you. I'm back, baby! And then today I've been just reviewing all day. I've done 6 reviews so far, and I'm gonna keep doing some more as soon as we're done with this. And then tonight, our church service is normally on Wednesday, but they moved it to Tuesday because Wednesday right before Thanksgiving. And then I'm gonna probably go to game day after that, game night after that. So then tomorrow I'm gonna work, and then tomorrow when I'm done with work, I'm playing Skyrim on the Switch. And maybe then on Thursday I am cooking all day and spending time with my friends, and maybe Thursday night I'll do something. Ooh, there's so much going on. I don't watch TV that much. I don't really miss it that much either. Dice Tower Con is what the founding fathers would have wanted. I just was in Philadelphia and I talked to some people there who were descendants from George Washington and Ben Franklin, and they agreed. In fact, there was a statue of George Washington, and I said, sir, if you could do anything, if you could remake this nation again, what would you do? And he said, have more board game conventions in Orlando, Florida. What can I do? That's the father of America telling me to do these things. What games in a review pile do you have high hopes for? I have high hopes for Palaces of Mad King Ludwig. I haven't played that one, but that one looks good. I have high hopes for, well, let me look at this pile over here. I have high hopes for the new Civilization game, and I have high hopes for Fallout, and all those Zoc games, they all look good. So I have high hopes for lots of them. Hardback. I have a hardback over there. I have high hopes for hardback. What color does Melody and Jason play? Jason never cares about the color. He will never pick a color ever. I'll be like, what do you want? He's like, I don't care, give me one. I'm like, well, which one do you like better? I don't care. Melody always plays blue. So if I'm playing with Sam, Z, Melody, I'm not blue, yellow, green. So I play red, I guess. Have you thought about doing the Dice Tower Con in a cooler month? Florida is very hot in July. Well, it is, but also we tend to play inside, so it's not a big deal. The air conditioning in Florida is amazing. Are there any small spoilers you can give us about the upcoming Dice Tower Kickstarter? No, not yet. I have some cool things, but there's still some stuff up in the air, so not yet. Maybe after the cruise I'll start releasing spoilers in regards to that. I will say this. There's something we're going to do as a result of the Kickstarter that you guys have been asking for years. So there's that. Or some people have been. Maybe a couple people. Maybe one. I don't know. But someone at least has been asking for it for a while. What's my favorite version of Christmas Carol? Well, I mean, Scrooged. But you mean a straight version? I don't know. Do you sing hymns at your Sunday services? Sometimes. Do you ever listen to hymns for pleasure? Sometimes. Oh, I can see how far behind I am. You guys are talking about a question, my Christmas movie question. Home Alone is totally a Christmas movie. I guess it is. It just doesn't give me like the Christmas feels. I want the Christmas feels. Like when I sit there and everyone's like, "A Merry Christmas to all, good night." You're like, "Yeah, yay!" You know, that's Die Hard doesn't do that. I'm like, I'm glad he survived, but I'm not sitting there thinking about Christmas. I mean, how many movies have Christmas in them somewhere anyway? So many. Is The Chronicles of Narnia a Christmas movie? Maybe. I could see that one being argued to be a Christmas movie. Well, now people are all talking about Christmas movies. Iron Man 3 is my favorite Christmas movie. Fine. How are you motivating yourself to learn the rules of your new games? I just do it. I like to learn rules for new games. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles? That's a Thanksgiving movie. Yeah, that's right. I like that one. And there we shot to the bottom. What was your favorite subject in school to learn about? History. I loved history. I loved learning about history. I mean, math was pretty close. I really liked math. Math and history. When I was in high school, I did not like science at all. I know it's useful. I'm not saying science is bad. I just didn't like it. But I thought biology was really interesting. Chemistry, though, I didn't like, which is odd since I like math so much. Chemistry and physics I was not a fan of. Until one time in a science book, they showed computer programming, and I was like, what is this stuff? That looks fascinating. But it was history and math for sure. What's your favorite TV show or Netflix show at this point in time? I don't know. My favorite TV show is still probably Chuck. I really like Chuck. How do you deal with businesses or companies that might be unethical in other aspects of their businesses but that you have a partnership with? That's a pretty interesting thing, right? How do you deal with that? You know, I will be working with someone comes to me, do you know what they did here? That's a tough call, right? A lot of times it's on hearsay. I can't go by hearsay. Sometimes it doesn't affect me. Like, this happens many times where someone will be like, I was fired by this company. They're awful and terrible. Everyone's like, oh, that company is awful and terrible. I'm like, well, are we sure that company's awful and terrible? Maybe it just didn't work out between those people. You know, so I think we got to be really cautious. There is at least one company that I've severed ties with that I won't work with because of things that they have done. But it's a really tricky line to watch, and I think we got to be careful about saying, you shouldn't be doing something with them because of that they've done. Well, we have to be cautious. We don't always know all the details either. What was your biggest surprise about Sam and Z's top 100 games? The amount of Z games on Sam's list, I think. Tom, I think that one of your recent videos you mentioned a sports game where after a game you get new players to continue to play on in the season. That's Baseball Highlights 20, whatever the number is, 2040, something like that. Come visit South Africa. I'd love to come visit South Africa someday. Nocturne, that's the new Dominion expansion, Dominion Nocturne. Why review it? Well, is it out yet? I haven't even seen it. Let me quick look. I was just looking for it the other day because I was curious whether it had come out yet. Nocturne. All right, Dominion Nocturne. Nope. Estimated release date, November 2017. Okay, what's that October before? One customer has given it a 1 star. Well, there you go. Have you ever proxied a game? And what's the weirdest thing you've ever used? Yes. Weirdest thing ever used? I don't know. I just use whatever I can. I don't proxy games very much, but sometimes... Oh, you mean like a whole game? I've never done that. I proxied pieces before. That's it. Can you elaborate on why you were uninvited from Gamma? Well, basically, they just were not happy with my comments that I had made about local game stores. I clarified my position, but that wasn't good enough for them. So it's just going to be a difference of opinions, I suppose. They're, you know, I mean, it's not like they're asking people to boycott me or anything. So I mean, I don't mean this to be some. I'm definitely not saying, hey, let's go, everyone go get Gamma. No, no, no. I mean, it's just their difference of opinions. We can only go to so many conventions a year anyway. Going to Gamma was extremely expensive for us to go to. I know that we got to see a lot of first things there, videos and stuff, but we have some other cool projects and partnerships that we're going to be doing in 2017, some really cool stuff. So, you know, it will work out in the long run. I really don't like to do things to get people irritated. I have put out this many times about the game stores. I've talked to so many game store owners personally, and I really want to see good game stores succeed. I want bad game stores. I don't care about them. I really don't. I want good ones to succeed. I don't know how much I can say that. You know, I've said that so many times. People are like, yeah, you say that, but you really don't mean it. Then you're basically calling me a liar, and there's not much more I can do beyond that. And if you say that my relationship with Cool Stuff, an online game store, is affecting that, you know, like then they're out to destroy the hobby, that's really just a nonsensical point of view. They're really not. Everyone's in this hobby to make money. Yes, we all want to grow the hobby, but people are in it to make money. And I don't think we should ever fault a business for trying to make money, whether it's a local game store, a publisher, an online game store, a distributor, whatever. They're trying to make money. Now, some people do it through unethical means. That's not good. Some people do it, you know, when you're like, I don't like their methodology. We can disagree on methodology, but to say people are out to destroy other businesses and stuff, I'm not really in favor of that. Now I'm kind of getting on a tangent here. But all that being said, look at me, not upset. Next year is going to be fantastic. We have a lot of great things, a lot of cool things planned. I'm really excited about some of the stuff that we have planned. Some of the stuff I won't be able to even mention until like right before we do it. But I'm so excited, okay? This year I was like, you know what, in 2018, let's put the Dice Tower in a holding pattern. Let's have the Dice Tower just be here. It's good. We did this. What happened in 2017? We got a studio, then we got kicked out of our studio, then we found another studio, then a hurricane came, then my mom died and all this stuff. And you know what? With all that stuff, let's just keep the ship straight on course. But you know what? No. We're going to make the Dice Tower bigger. I'm going to try to grow the Dice Tower double size. I want to make it bigger, not because I want to be huge, Vasel. No, I want the Dice Tower to become an amazing organization that helps grow board gaming across. And there are so many neat things that we have in mind. And again, I can't even talk about all this stuff, but it's in the works. I've been having meetings at all the conventions. I've been talking to people through email. It's really cool. I hope that you've been like enjoying our increased coverage as it is. We're getting videos out every day. If there's a day where there's no Dice Tower videos, I'm like, how's that possible? But we've been managing to get videos up. I mean, now the Dice Tower Cruise is coming, and there's going to be a lot fewer videos going up during that time frame because that's the 1 week a year where I'm like, you know what? Let's just take a break from things. But there are so many other cool things coming, and I want you guys to be excited about the future. I don't ever want us to be egotistical and think Dice Tower is above all. We're not. But we're also not going to be discouraged. There's a lot of hate been thrown around at the Dice Tower from Facebook and from Reddit, from some of the store game owners. Not all of them. Many of them are very, very positive towards us. The publishers have been great. It's like 99% positive feedback for us. But there's a lot of negative feedback, and that, you know, can warm to the top. But we're not going to let it happen. We're going to go on, and we're going to do some really cool stuff. I was so invigorated at PAX. I was so pleased and so happy to see everybody there. It's so cool to see where the board game industry is going. And that's just the beginning. You know, I was on a panel, and they were talking about how the board game industry might plateau and stuff in 2018. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to grow, and I want to be there at the forefront. I want to see neat things happen, and I should have saved this whole thing I'm saying right now and used it as my Kickstarter video, because that would have been cool. But the fact is, I'm just excited about next year. So that's pretty much the end of my Q&A time, because I got to the end there. So let me answer a couple more questions. Brandon says, I think your comments regarding local game stores were clear and came from a good place. I'm sorry some people didn't understand. I'm really sorry too. And here's the thing. I had put out the call and said, if you do really disagree with me, I want to use the Dice Tower as an open forum to come in and discuss these things. I think that's fantastic to do that. And I haven't got much response, and I guess people are worried that I'm going to do gotcha stuff and stuff, and I'm not. Even like the Dice Tower contributors on our shows and stuff, they all don't agree with me. But that's fine. I want to have as many different points of views as possible. And that just helps gaming in general. Okay. So that's that. I think I'm going to, will the dude attend the Dice Tower Christmas party? Maybe. Okay, well, I think we should end on that, right? And I'll be back tomorrow with Sam and Z. We'll do a Q&A, and then I'll be gone the rest of the week. Oh, no, Vasel Showdown, Black Friday Showdown. I'll be doing a Q&A next week, so a week from yesterday on Monday. And then next week is the cruise. So I'm excited. Dice Tower Con. People are buying tickets. Don't forget those. Dice Tower Cruise is about to happen. Our next one's going to be in February 2019. We'll be announcing the details of that as soon as we possibly can. And maybe more. So great stuff. But if nothing else, do you know that right now there are thousands of games you can play that are amazing, from small Kickstarter games to big publishers who everyone thinks are evil to play games. There's games all over the place, and they're so much fun. So stop watching this video, go out and have a lot of fun with other people. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel. You've been watching the Dice Tower. That's that, right? Maybe we should play a game.